So, today I would like to talk about dowry. Why do men have to pay dowry? Dowry is a tradition that has been in existence from ancient times, and it is practiced by different cultures for different reasons. Even this same tradition can also be found in scriptures. In the Old Testament, you can see how the paying of dowry was quite effective, and it was the normative there, and also in the African culture. In the African culture, dowry payment has been in existence for donkey years. Even the present generation still practices it. In fact, enjoy practicing it. And it is more like going against tradition when a particular woman goes into marriage and no dowry is paid on her head before she got married or before she moves into her intended husband's house. In fact, it's a taboo if a woman marries in the African culture without a dowry being paid on her head. So, why is this dowry actually necessary? Is it a type of culture that should still be continually practiced in the current dispensation? Hello everyone, welcome back to Breaking Barriers. My name is Blessing. I'm also known as Lady B. If this is your first time here, what I do here is talk about culture and human habits. For us to be able to discuss this further, it's essential for us to know what the meaning of dowry is. Dowry is interpreted in different languages with different names. So in the English language, it's called dowry. And if we have to look at the meaning of dowry in the English language, it is interpreted as an amount of property or money that is brought home to the family by a bride. That's what dowry is interpreted in the English language. But in the African language, which span from 100 to probably 1,000, because Africa is a massive continent with different languages from the north to the south, the west to the east. In a country alone, the country Nigeria alone, the dialect spoken in that country span between 200 and 250 different dialects. Oh yes, in Nigeria alone, let alone the entirety of Africa. In most African dialects, a dowry is mainly interpreted as a gift. It's a gift. It's not meant to be the woman being sold out as a property. It's not meant to be the women or the bride being bought over completely as a commodity by the bridegroom or the bridegroom's family. No. It's meant to be as a source of compensation. Compensation to who? Compensation to the family members. Compensation to the parents. I mean, come to think of it, this is a bride that had lived with her parents from birth, and she has gotten to this ripe age whereby she has reached a stage she's able to set up her own home, her own family, which is supposed to be a celebratory time. But at the same time, as it is seen as a celebratory time, it is also seen as a time of reflection, a time of different types of emotion expressed, especially by the parents of the bride, who will be feeling happy for the fact that their daughter is getting married, but at the same time sad for the fact that the once infant that they have nurtured and cared for that they have become so attached to their once beautiful young baby has become of a matured age where she has to leave her parents to set up her own. So it's a mixed emotion for the parents, and it can be a sad emotion as well, because the parents would not be able to have the same access to their daughter anymore as they used to have, for the fact that she has to go to her matrimonial home. So for this to happen, as a bride is leaving her parents' home, according to the African culture and most other cultures around the world, like in the Middle East, and in some parts of Asia as well, they give in approval their daughter's hand in marriage to the bridegroom and the bridegroom's family, and sending her off in prayers, in best wishes. So it's a time to perform a ritual of gratitude, a ritual of giving or giving back to the universe, as they, the parents, have been blessed with this child. So are they as well giving this child a way to be able to procreate, to be able to create her own family, her own life, in the hope that it will be well with her. So it's a massive ceremony that should take place with the approval of the parents. As these parents are approving that this bride can be given away to the bridegroom and his family, the parents of the bride must be compensated. Why? Because they are losing. In a way, they are losing their own. They are losing their treasure, their baby, one's baby, their child, to this strange man who has come to profess love to the bride. In that culture, the dowry is seen as a gift, initiated as a gift, and compensation, a gift of compensation to the parents of the bride. It was not intended as a form of commerce as we now currently have it, because this same dowry that was intended for good as a form of compensation to the bride's parents is now being capitalized on by some who practice it. So today you find that in some families, the bride's parents are demanding huge sum of gift from the bridegroom and his family. Some families of the bride demand for millions of money, for properties. Some even demand for land, cars, material stuff. And by the time all this gift or intended gift is counted, you wonder what is going on here. You wonder if the bride is actually being sold away for life, for good, not to ever be seen again. And of course, when the bridegroom and his family pays so much money just to marry the bride, what else would you expect when the love goes sour? The bridegroom will become arrogant, narcissistic in his treatment of the bride, believing that he's paid huge sum of amount to marry her. So it becomes as though she has no voice of her own to stand up against injustice being meted against her by the abusive bridegroom or husband. The way this has played out has become a form of capitalization. The dowry of today is no longer the dowry of the ancients. It's supposed to be a menial gift of compensation to the bride's parents to say, okay, we are taking your daughter to marry her. We promise that we are going to take care of your daughter. We promise that by the time you see her again, she'll be in a better position than she is now. We promise that we're going to create our own family and we'll come back and you'll be proud of us and you'll be happy. We'll make you happy as parents of the bride. It's a form of compensation. It's a form of saying, my bride's parents, please don't be sad. Please take this token from us, the bridegroom or the bridegroom's family, and be happy for us. This token is a sign that your child, your daughter, our bride is going to be well taken care of. This was the initial intention of the ancient dowry. But capitalization, greed of today's era has dampened the good purpose or positive purpose of the dowry upon the bride's head. So let's get it right, because for a man to pay a dowry on a bride's head does not mean the bride has been sold for life, and does not give the bridegroom or husband the excuse to abuse the bride or the wife. No excuse whatsoever. The bride, the woman, or the wife is not a property. She's a representative of a land that can empower, increase the quality of the bridegroom, of the seed bearer. With this, I say thank you very much for watching and listening. Hope to see you some other time. Take care now. Bye.